This letter, my friends, confirms one of the most radical changes to self-employment in UK history. It's something the government wanted to do for years, and now it's finally here. And to be honest, I have no idea how most businesses will handle this. When this came the other day, it wasn't just any letter. We are changing the way you need to report your income. But I think the worst part is that you've probably never heard about MTD. And that's why in this video I'll review what's the government doing, how these changes will affect your business, and most importantly, what can you do about it if anything at all. As you begin to hear this acronym more and more often, you're probably wondering, what's the big deal and why should I care? Let me answer this question with the help of this shoe. Okay, there we go. I'll probably never get rid of these anymore. Hopefully you understand. So, the tax year runs from 6th of April to the 5th of April. And you have until the following January to submit your self-assessment. About 9 months to get your ducks in a row. That means during those 9 months, you are hunting for your receipts, calling your accountant, waiting for them to sort everything out, and finally submit and pay your bill. Well, the government doesn't like this process. It takes them too long to predict how much tax money they're collecting. And it turns out, half of self-employed people wait until the last month to file their taxes. So, how does the government plan to fix this problem? Very easy. Instead of filing one tax return a year, you now need to send updates every quarter. But that's not everything, because then at the end of the year, you still need to submit a final tax return as well. Which means the single tax return we submit today will turn into 5 separate filings until making tax digital. But hey, don't worry. The government says this is all designed to help you stay on top of your tax affairs, grow your business, and save your time. Because nothing else will help you stay on top of things, quite like more deadlines, more admin, and more stress. But once you see how these changes will affect your business, you can decide if they'll help you feel more in control. Okay, picture this. It's a peaceful day, everything seems fine, and you're enjoying the lovely British weather. But then you hear, oh, just a little email, no big deal. But then another, and another, all from HMRC reminding you to submit yet another tax update. But wait, does every self-employed person need to register for MTD? Let's go back to the timeline from earlier to answer this. Okay, right now we're in the 2024-2025 tax year. The deadline to submit your tax return is January 2026. And if you made more than 50,000 in sales in this period, well, congratulations. Starting April 6th, 2026, you'll be part of Making Tax Digital, whether you like it or not. But what if you're earning less than 50,000? Well, you're delaying the inevitable, because next year they're dragging more people in by bringing the threshold down. If you earn over 30,000 in the next tax year, you'd need to register from April 6th, 2027. Now, here's an interesting point. You file 5 tax returns, but still only make 1 payment. For now. This is just my guess, but I wouldn't be surprised if in a few years the government requires us to pay taxes quarterly as well, just like we do with the VAT. And the UK will not be the first to do it. Countries like the US, Canada, Germany and France already have similar rules for quarterly tax payments, so it wouldn't be a surprise if we are next. But that's a problem for another day, because here's the real kicker. You have to use government-approved accounting software to submit all those returns. And I do think accounting software is helpful, but some people seem to get by without it. And if we actually look at the software list on the government's website, something stands out. They're all paid. Now, to be fair, there are some free options, but once I show you what they are, you're not going to be very happy. So let's go to Google and just type MTD for ITSA software. And if we open the first gov.uk link, this is basically the list of all software that are going to be handling Making Tax Digital for now. And there's not too many of them, maybe a little more than a dozen. And most of them are paid. But as I said, there are free versions. And if we look at the first one, Free Agent, if we open the page here, and if we go to pricing, we're going to see that the only free version is if you have one of these bank accounts. And if you don't, then this is not really a free version, unless you have one of these bank accounts, of course. Then if we go to another one, okay, there we go, SE Reports. Never heard of this one. Let's see what it's all about. If we open the website, and wow, just wow. I mean, where do I submit anything to HMRC? Like, maybe they're gonna develop it as time goes by, but you know. The other one, Self-Assessment Direct, never heard of this one. let's see what it is. It says it can handle income tax and VAT, make it tax digital. So let's see what it is. And okay, it's I don't know. I don't really see. It's not really intuitive. I don't really see where you can submit anything. Like there are some videos here, but they're about VAT, not really about income tax. So you just, for further information, like if you go here, maybe, it's VAT as well. So it's not really developed yet. Maybe they're gonna get better with time. But for now, it's not really developed yet. And then TaxNav. Okay, let's see. We can open it, it's free. It can handle income tax. So let's see, if we open it, okay, the user interface looks good, but where do you exactly go to do anything? Like you can register your interest with TaxNav and you give your details here, you submit some form, and then what happens, I don't know, maybe they provide you with a software. It's not really clear. It's not really intuitive, unfortunately. And I believe this is it. This is all the free accounting softwares. Then the rest of them are paid. The point being is that there's no real free alternative at the moment. Now, I have another suspicion. Software providers will soon experience a wave of new customers signing up. And what do you think happens when demand goes up? They will increase their prices too. I mean, they're already doing it because of inflation. Do you think they won't take advantage of this too? And with many businesses already struggling with inconsistent revenue, that's just terrible news. Now, at this point, everything feels pretty shambolic, but it would be insincere not to mention another obvious consequence. Unless you're willing to figure all this out yourself, your accountant's fees are probably going up too. And that's when you start wondering, how does this system actually help? Or is it simply making things even harder for all of us? I'll leave a link below if you want to check out the article. They do make some good points, but overall it feels like more admin, higher costs, and less time to actually focus on running a business. So is that it? Do we just accept this and move on? Or is there still something we can do? What if I told you there's a way to escape making tax digital? Because here's the catch. Not all types of income pushes you towards those thresholds I mentioned earlier, which means some people will be required to register, others, they might not be. And this is where things start to get really interesting. Because if you're running your business in a certain way, this could make a big difference. According to the official government guidance, dividends from your own limited company don't count. Income from salary also doesn't count. So if your income comes from a limited company, this could change how MTD applies to you entirely. Now, here's an unexpected twist. Just as MTD is rolling out, the cost of setting up a limited company quadruples from £12 to 50. Now, you can call me a conspiracist, but if the government knows that some people are gonna want to switch to a limited company to avoid MTD, and then increase the price of setting up a company from £12 to 50, I don't know. It could be a coincidence. I'm just saying. It's a very interesting timing. Now, I want to be clear. Forming a limited company isn't an automatic fix. This legal structure comes with its own set of challenges, so before making any big decisions, talk to an accountant. But with MTD approaching, it's crucial to start exploring your options, because the last thing you can afford is to get too comfortable. But then here's something else. There's a bigger fish to fry here. MTD is important, but you're potentially missing out on thousands of pounds of tax refunds. Check out this video to see if you qualify for them.